will do with my wild and precious life stems from an experience that I had in my past. 20-something years ago, I suffered a traumatic brain injury after a horse kicked me in the temple. I was in a coma for about a week, and it's my understanding that I was very deeply in the coma, but all I know is my own experience. And here and now, I've decided to publicly give my story a voice. While in the coma, I feel I had a glimpse of the other side. The first thing I can tell you is that I feel complete and loved and surrounded by warmth, acceptance, and beauty. The colors were vibrant. There was beautiful music. But most of all, I tell you, I really felt like the edges of my body could feel the love surrounding me. It was like nothing I'd ever experienced, and I believe it's nothing that can be experienced on this plane. I loved this place. I felt whole. I was at peace and connected. I was no longer myself, but a part of something so incredible that I didn't even need to know what it was. I felt safe and loved. Again, completely at peace. There were 2 guides with me in this space that communicated with me through thoughts alone. At some point, I was asked if I wanted to stay with them or go back and live my life. I remember feeling drawn in by the beauty and love surrounding me. And in some sense, I wanted to stay. I knew that either choice would be okay and that I felt loved and okay in this place. But I was a child at the time, not much older than my daughter here, 12 years old, and even though I was young, I remember in that moment having great clarity and foresight about my life and the lives of my loved ones. I knew that if I stayed in this place, the lives of my family members would be changed. I knew that my passing would affect their ability to live out their purpose in life. And I knew also that I had not yet lived my life's purpose. My life's purpose at that moment became very clear to me. I remember knowing then that I wanted to use music to help people. And looking back, I believe that it was in that moment that I actually chose my life's purpose. And I had the gift to do so, which I don't know if everyone gets to choose to come back. But I knew then that I needed to live, and there was still much for me to do. And as soon as I made that decision, I moved back into the darkness of the coma. But in this darkness, I saw something different. I saw music notes on a staff. I couldn't hear anything, but there was a different color for every note on the staff, and I remember watching the notes change on the staff. I watched these until they faded into nothing, and the sound of the music took its place. And soon I woke up to the sound of that music, allowing it to pull me into consciousness. I woke from the coma at that time. I don't remember much else from my recovery, but I know that I was lucky. I had to relearn how to form sentences and skills, regain balance, deal with incredibly painful headaches, and the emotional mayhem that comes along with recovering from a traumatic brain injury. I also lost all but about 3 to 5 memories from before the age of 12. And though I have no memories of birthdays, schools, teachers, family members, friends, or events before that age, I still consider myself lucky. Lucky to be alive and thankful for the insight that this experience brought to my life. So what will I do with my one wild and precious life? I know from my experience that sometimes I am given choices about how I want to live. And I know that I can choose to make the best or the worst of everything that comes to me and into my life. My experience helped me believe that there is an immeasurable sense of love and support available to me and to everyone, a love so vast and incredible that it's not limited to one religion or spiritual belief. I know that everything that comes into my life comes in for a reason. I choose to live a life knowing that I can tap into this love whenever I need strength, comfort, or support. And I've come to believe there are no accidents. There's a reason for everything. Everything and everyone who comes into my life comes in for a reason. And I came out of that coma to music for a reason. I personally believe music has the ability to help us tap into something greater, and I choose to live a life as a music therapist where I help people do just that. And at the same time, I want to remember that my experience taught me what's important in life, because so much is not as important as I think. But the important thing in my life is relationships that I have with friends and family members. So I choose to live a life nurturing the relationships that I have. And finally, I choose to live a life of gratitude. After my accident, I realized that every experience in life, be it positive or negative, is a gift, because I never know, and we never know how long we have to make a difference in this lifetime, in this moment, in this wild and precious life.